Okay, in this video, I need to correct problem number 14 and also work out problem number 14 that's on the review sheet for your college algebra exam number 4. Originally I had this, x squared plus 4y squared equals to negative 7. That's a mistake. I need to change that plus sign to a minus. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So that plus sign should be minus. So it should read x squared minus 4y squared equal negative 7. And the second equation is correct. 3x squared plus y squared is equal to 31. And we're going to solve this system by using the addition method. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work that problem out. So here is the correct system. X squared minus 4y squared equal negative 7, and 3x squared plus y squared is equal to 31. So in class, I was trying to eliminate the x squares, okay? So what I was trying to do is make that x squared a 3x squared, and I want that to be the opposite of that, so I can eliminate those x squares. So to do that, I have to multiply that top equation by negative 3. Multiply that top equation by negative 3. Here's what I will have. Negative 3 times x squared would be negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times the minus 4y squared would be a plus 12y squared. And that's equal to negative 3 times negative 7 will be 21. Then I'll bring over the other equation, 3x squared plus 4y squared equals 31. Now I can go ahead and add those two equations together. So the 3x squared and, well, minus 3x squared and positive 3x squared, that's gone. That adds to 0. And this should be, I don't know where that 4y comes from. That just should be 4y, just y squared. I apologize for that. 12y squared plus 1y squared. That would be 13y squared. And that's equal to 21 plus 31 is 52. So we got 13y squared is equal to 52. Now to solve for y squared, we divide both sides by 13. So that means y squared is equal to 4. And to solve for y, we're squaring the y, so the opposite would be to take its square root on both sides. Now when we do that, we always include plus or minus in it, okay? So square root of y squared will be y, and that's equal to plus or minus. The square root of 4 would be 2. So I have two y values as ordered pairs, positive 2 and negative 2. And for each y value, I'm going to find out what x is. Okay? So let's start with for y is equal to positive 2. Now I can use either the first equation or the second equation to find out what my x values are. And in this case, I'm going to use the first original equation, x squared minus 4y squared is equal to negative 7. I'll go ahead and copy that down. And then I'm going to substitute the y with 2, since I came up with y is equal to positive 2. So I have x squared minus 4 times y, which is 2, and that's squared, equals negative 7. And then simplify. Bring down x squared minus 4 times. 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. It's equal to negative 7. Then 4 times 4 would be 16, so I have x squared minus 16 equals negative 7. Now I need to get x squared by itself. I'm subtracting 16, so I need to add 16 to both sides of that equation. So that means x squared is equal to 9. And then um, the opposite of squaring something will be to take the square root on both sides. So I need to get x by itself by taking the square root on both sides. And I also need to include that plus or minus symbol when I take the square root on both sides. So that means x is equal to plus or minus 3. Okay. So when y is 2, I'm going to put the 2 here after the comma because that's the y value. I have a positive 3 for the x value and also have a negative 3 for the x value along with this 2. So I have a pair of ordered pairs that satisfy this system of nonlinear equations. Now let's see what happens when y is negative 2. Because since I came up with plus or minus 2, that means in this case y is equal to positive 2 and y is equal to negative 2. Okay? Best to write that out as is. So now we found out what my x values are when y is 2. Now let's find out what the x values are when y is negative 2. And I can use either one of these two original equations here. Let's use, again, x squared minus 4y squared equal 7. And substitute the y this time with negative 2. So I got x squared is equal to 4 times the y, which is negative 2, and that's going to be squared, equals negative 7. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Bring down the x squared minus 4. Negative 2 squared will be a positive 4 because negative 2 squared is negative 2 times negative 2. That would be positive 4, and it's equal to negative 7. And it's going to be the same thing as what I got for y is equal to 2. So I'll go ahead and work this out completely. Minus 4 times 4 will be minus 16. So x squared minus 16 is equal to negative 7. Again, add 16. That means x squared is equal to 9. And of course, take the square root on both sides and include that plus or minus symbol. You'll see that x is equal to plus or minus 3. So my y value was negative 2. And then, so for y is negative 2, I got two x values. One is positive 3, the other one is negative 3. So these four ordered pairs will all, that's the solution set that satisfies this equation, or this, actually, this system of nonlinear equations. Okay? So this is just to clarify problem number 14 on that study guide for exam number 4. But do feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about that particular problem or any of the problems that are on that review sheet.